man, he's really good. And Brittany Snow is great.
Mhm.
Hot as all hell. I said that last week. Hey everybody, welcome to Nerdy and Nice. I'm John, that's Lacey, and we're here to talk to you about all the fun things going on in movies, TV, and pop culture. So thanks for being with us. Mondays are for the nerds, and if you're listening or watching, you're a nerd. I don't know if you knew that, but it's
Sorry.
official. Sorry to break it to you. You're kind of nerdy. But we have a lot of cool stuff to get into. We're going to react, give our thoughts on the Supergirl teaser trailer that came out. Also, the new Robert Pattinson and Zendaya drama called The Drama. We also have a lot of stories, including the big one about Disney and the escalation of AI in their products moving forward.
Big
And
sigh.
At the end of the show, we're going to get into what we've been watching. So, Lacey, to kick things off, you remember I watched Gladiator II on our flight to Japan. And
I haven't seen either.
The first Gladiator is one of the best movies of all time. But I remember not loving the second one, and I definitely had issues about it, including the main protagonist, who wound up being the illegitimate child of Maximus, Russell Crowe's character from Gladiator. And Russell Crowe is not one to hold back his opinions on things, especially as the years tick by, and he slams Gladiator 2. His quote was, "It's a really unfortunate example of even the people in that engine room not actually understanding what made the first one special. It wasn't the circumstance, it wasn't the action, it was the moral core." And he really did not like that Lucius wound up, because Lucius was a little kid in the first Gladiator, that Lucius wound up being his illegitimate child away from his wife and family. And he said, "So you're saying at the same time Maximus had this relationship with his wife, he was effing this other girl. What are you talking about? It's crazy." So Russell Crowe, he probably played a good soldier and kept quiet while the movie was being promoted and coming out. And now that it's been a year or so,
he's got nothing to hide.
He's unloading on it because he feels like it devalues the story of their
I don't
great
blame him.
Oscar-winning movie. So I don't either. I don't either. I didn't think Gladiator 2 was all that good. Unfortunately, I went in hoping to like it, and it was a bit of a misfire. And that was, I think, one of the ways in which a lot of people were miffed about, because the whole core of the Gladiator,
I was gonna say, or the Joseph Quinn thing. Like, people were kind of just like, eh.
Yeah, I didn't think he was great there either. But the whole core of the Gladiator was him getting back to his wife and child. And when you add in this now as some sort of odd twist and retcon, it's gonna rub people the wrong way, and it rubbed Russell Crowe the wrong way. So, but we do have a bunch of stuff to get into. So, Lacey, are you ready to talk Supergirl?
I guess so.
Oh God, I love that movie.
All right, so first trailer to get into, coming out in 2026. Millie Alcock, she made her first appearance in Superman as Supergirl at the end of the movie. Now it's her turn. Supergirl comes out, I believe it said July 26th of 2026.
No, I thought it was June.
Oh, is it June? I messed up.
6/26. 26.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
June 26th. Coming to theaters, so not far away. Lacey, what'd you think of the teaser trailer of the next movie in the DCU?
I'm gonna be honest, still have not seen Superman. Really dropping the ball there, especially when we get into what we have been watching. You're gonna be like, what are you doing? And I'm so sorry. Which we'll get into it later. I haven't watched Superman yet, so I know that she shows up at the end. Spoiler alert, it was all over the internet. I know we've talked about before James Gunn saying that this is an exciting project for him and that it is actually coming directly from a run of the comics, which to me is exciting because I feel like in the past few years with the DCU, they've taken ideas from the comics, but they've really done their own thing based on, the characters. It seems like James Gunn is taking it a different way. And he's going, no, like we're literally taking these storylines and expanding on them from the comic. So it makes you want to go back and read that comic, which I appreciate actually at the end of this trailer. They don't do it long enough, but there is an end slate that goes like, go back and read where it began with the comic that it's based on, which I really appreciate because that's all tied in together. Which, if this WB thing goes through, Netflix is going to own that. So that's interesting. Which I don't think did we talk about that on the last show, or did it happen like in between us recording the whole Netflix thing?
Oh man.
I think that came out like after we had recorded the other episode, and then we'll talk about it with the AI stuff as well. But yeah, this trailer was a fun trailer. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the clips of Supergirl online and the vibe I was getting from it with the poster and everything, I was like, oh, so they're trying to do like a Guardians of the Galaxy with DC. Like it felt very like, rebellious, anti-hero, like jokey, kind of drunk thing. And I'm not even kidding. When this trailer started and the song started playing, that is the song I pictured being in the trailer. Like
Blondie?
yes, it is the exact song that I was like, yep, there it is. There's the James Gunn-esque. We just need like a Rocky type hype song in the trailer, like old school rock,
Yeah.
80s. He likes like 80s, 70s, 80s rock.
Yeah.
It was a good trailer. It just, typical. It has its like little moments that it's like witty and clever, and she clearly takes on another girl, so it's got the kind of like older, younger vibe that's been coming up a lot in movies and television. Like the person that hates everybody has to be a good person and help someone else. That seems to be the constant storyline with these movies, from The Mandalorian to everything else. Not to the sense of it's not a baby, but you know what I mean. It looked good. Would I watch it?
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the movie theater for it, which I find myself saying that a lot, but alas, it is what it is. I think I have to see Superman before I really get into this, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. I like what they're doing with Supergirl here. Every other iteration of Supergirl I've gotten was boring to me. Just like not enough actual like human personality, and this is a fresh take on the character. At the very least for cinema and movies. And I think Millie Alcock is really good. I think she has the right, conviction and attitude to pull this off. And if you just saw the 2 minutes at the end of Superman, a lot of people bought into it. So that was a good sign. And the visual effects, they're going to be outstanding as always, with James Gunn running the overall ship. And I'm curious to learn more about the story. I know it sort of picks up after Superman, and I believe he is going to appear in the movie. But I'm definitely curious to learn more. But it looks really good, and I'm buying her as Supergirl. I love that Crypto's there, of course, and I love that it's a fresh angle on the character. And right now, that's all I need. And I like the song because it's like, Debbie Harry with Blondie. She was sort of this like rebellious figure in that scene at the time, and it sort of fits with her twirling blonde hair flipping everywhere in this teaser. And we even see some flashes of her powers, clearly her flying, her using the laser vision, among other things. So I'm gonna be there anyway. I'm all in so far on DCU, so if I can get to a theater to see these movies, I'm gonna do it. If I can get to the theater to see Clayface at the end of next year, I'm gonna do it. But yeah, I have every intention of trying to be there in the theater to see Supergirl in June. So yeah, I'm all in on this one.
My two favorite parts of the trailer were when the dog peed on the newspaper and it was Superman, and she goes, "Oh, look, you made the paper this time." And it just like made me laugh because she's clearly talking about how he peed on Superman. Two, such a good line at the end when talking about Superman, and she's like, he looks for the good in everybody and I look for what's real. I was like, oh, such a good line. So good.
He sees the good in everyone, and I see the truth.
Yeah, the truth. That's what it was. I see the truth.
Yeah.
Sorry, I paraphrased
that.
But...
I pulled that line too. I tweeted that line, so I'm
it's
with
so
you.
Good.
100%. Yeah, it looks good. Now we have a different tone of a movie. Very Marriage Story vibes on this one, but you have Robert Pattinson and Zendaya in seemingly what's going to be a time jump around type of story about this couple as they approach their wedding, and it's called The Drama. And clearly there's something going on leading up to this wedding that things are not great. But this movie hits theaters April 3rd. I feel like we recently, maybe it was even just as soon as last week, we had 2 horror movies we did, which are also coming out in April. So
Yeah.
now you're adding a drama, which I don't think is going to have a happy ending in it. But Lacey,
Yeah,
before
no.
I go any further, what are your thoughts on the drama? And am I wrong there? Do you think this is going to end as a happy story? Or do you think this is going to be one of those just sad relationship falling apart drama stories? And what do you think of the trailer? Is it a good trailer? And are you bought in on this movie?
So this is a very much A24 movie to me. This trailer just reads like
Yes.
that. As soon as you see that company trailer come up and you see their logo, you're like, oh, this is going to be like kind of awkward, a little broad, not really explaining what it is. You leave kind of being like, what was that? Like, that's what I feel like every time I watch one of their trailers, I get out of it. But you can't argue that the talent isn't here, because the 2 main actors are powerhouses in their generation and right now on screen, and anything that they're in, they're really good. And they have such a big following, both of them, that I think people will turn up just because it's them on screen together in a relationship. Like, you see a sex scene in the trailer that you're like, oh, Robert Pattinson and Zendaya are gonna have sex in this movie. Wow. Because I remember in the past few months when they were filming this movie, people were posting like paparazzi shots of them filming outside on the streets of New York and stuff. And to me, that just already, if people are excited just from a shot of them together on the street, that they're going to go see this movie no matter what. So I think this movie's definitely going to make money. I think they're both trying to get some maybe awards, especially Zendaya. She's been doing a lot of the blockbuster stuff, maybe not the award heavy indie type films. And this might be that one that she gets kind of like acknowledges like, oh, she definitely can act.
Yeah.
Because we've already seen that with Robert Pattinson. He's done plenty of things that you're like, oh, this guy's really good.
Yeah.
Do I like the trailer? I think, like you said, that it's clear something bad's going to happen. And that anxiety and dread that I felt while watching this trailer makes me not want to watch it. Because I was like, this is not going to end well. You got her drinking. They're arguing. Like, they're super awkward in the beginning, taking wedding photos.
Yeah.
It's just not my thing. I didn't watch Marriage Story either. I like to watch things that leave me feeling good after I finish watching it. And this is not one of them. I think it's beautifully shot. It looks great.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're amazing in it. But sadly, no, I will not be watching this movie.
Yeah. Aside from Batman stealing Spider-Man's girl, I don't have much of an interest in this one. For that reason, like I was saying, this has Marriage Story written all over it.
It looks
That
like
movie
Die My
was-
Love, which Robert Pattinson is currently in with Jennifer Lawrence, which is a very similar looking and sounding story of 2 people that are married that are going through some type of horrific relationship.
Yeah. Like even the movie The Breakup, like that was tough to watch, and that was a comedy. But
I hated that. They
this one-
they totally advertised that as a comedy, and it was not to me.
yeah, it was pretty heavy towards the end, even though they had this sort of like wink, maybe they will, maybe they won't. But this one, it's not on my radar. I'm not looking to watch 2 people in love completely fall apart
Yeah, right.
on a big screen. So
Wait, you won't? You don't enjoy
Yeah.
that? Watching people's lives be ruined? What?
Yeah, I don't know if this is the right time for a story like that. So while it looks like it's really well made, I think their performances are probably going to be excellent. They look like they're really nuanced and really well told in the trailer. So no disrespect there whatsoever. I think Robert Pattinson is awesome. I love that he was able to shake off the label of Twilight and move on to some really big stuff. And Zendaya, you know, she's one of the most castable people right now. I feel like she's getting cast in a lot of stuff, and people seem to really love her. I haven't seen much of what she's done outside of the Spider-Man movies, to be completely honest, but I know the talent's there. So if their chemistry works, and I don't necessarily mean their positive chemistry, if they're just their chemistry as two actors going through what they go through in this movie works, then it'll work. It's just not for me. That's all. So April 3rd, the drama, Pattinson, Zendaya. If you like non-happy ending love stories, then this might be for you. But it is not for me. All right, Lacey, we got some stories to get into. I have a feeling one of them is going to be a doozy, but I'm very excited to hear your thoughts on this first one. So let's check out the news.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Enough, I get the point.
My time has come on this podcast, and the time is to talk about Hunger Games. Now, we've been talking about all these other versions of Hunger Games. We've been talking about the Haymitch version that's about to come out. We've been talking about Rachel Zegler's version with the snakes and the guy that's in that vacation movie coming out in January. But we're getting the OGs. This is like epic for me. We're getting the Jennifer Lawrence and the Josh Hutcherson, which Jennifer Lawrence went on to do a ton of stuff, you know, after Hunger Games. Took a break, had some kids, coming back, doing a lot of stuff again. Josh Hutcherson seemingly did Five Nights in Freddy's or whatever that scary animatronic movie is, and I Love LA he's currently in, which I heard is like really a weird show. But they're coming back together to be in a Hunger Game movie, which is the Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping, which is the one we reacted to with the trailer, I believe last week or the week before, which is a prequel to the Hunger Games. It is the 50th Hunger Games, so it's long before Katniss and Peeta are even on screen. And they've announced through the Hollywood Reporter and a couple other sources that they're making an appearance again. I forget where the exact story came from that they're gonna be in it. Maybe it's that I think Lionsgate actually was like, yeah, they're coming back. Like, I'm not surprised.
Our movie, please.
Yeah, Lionsgate's like, we're not going to hide this. There's no point. Like, they don't want the cameo. Like, oh wow, a social moment. They're not like Disney. They're not hiding this stuff. They want you in the seat to see that moment the night out. Oh no, it says Lionsgate did not respond to a request for comment.
Oh well, they better.
So it actually came from our buddy Jeff, the Insnider.
Oh, okay.
He was the first to report on this, and Lionsgate's saying they don't know what he's talking about, or they haven't commented, which if they don't comment, it usually means it's true, because usually if they do comment, they know that's not happening. Anyway, it's coming from Jeff, so he released via his newsletter that they are making a return to the film. Now, I've said this before, Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping is currently a book/audiobook that is out. The movie comes out next year. It's on my to listen to list inside my phone currently right now. It is downloaded on my phone. I haven't had a chance to listen to it. It is my goal to do that long before this movie comes out. So I'm going to be straight up and honest that I don't know if they show up in any way, shape, or form in the book. I have to read it. That being said, it's not surprising that they would show up in this because they do want that audience to show up for these movies. They didn't show up for the first prequel one. The President Snow book. That was like how he became President Snow, which by the way, when they announced that movie, I remember being like, this is so dumb. Who cares how President Snow became President Snow? Now you're going to do a prequel movie about Haymitch. That's different because Haymitch, Woody Harrelson's character, is a fan favorite character. People love Haymitch. So it's not surprising that they would have him in this, especially because he eventually has some type of relations with what's her name? Elizabeth Banks's character's Effie in the later movies. They have a little romance. So that's why they're having Elle Fanning play her in the earlier movies to see like, hey, what is that relation then? Like that kind of thing. Anyway, that being said, they do have a really nice epilogue in the Hunger Games because it's in the book as well of where Katniss and Peeta end up in their lives. So I wouldn't be surprised if this movie starts off with them with Haymitch and then he goes back and tells them the story of the Quarter Quell, or goes back and tells them his life, or he reflects on what has been, something like that with them there. And you have to have them there because you couldn't have Haymitch living his life without them present, because he went back to District 12 with them to keep an eye on them. That was like the end of his story. Is like he wasn't going to leave them to like fend for themselves, basically. Anyway, I will be in the theater to watch this, no doubt. I'll be there. Forget everything else I've ever said I won't watch. I'll watch this. I'm there. Night one.
Night one.
What do you think? You got to get through the rest of them. You know, I did have a Katniss cosplay. Katniss cosplay. I had, which one did I have? I had the jacket she wears in the first one with the green pants and the boots. And it was like the official Hunger Games jacket. I still have it. It's downstairs. It has 2 layers. It's like the rain jacket and the regular jacket. And my friend that's a photographer like offered to come into the woods and take pictures of me once and was like, I'll totally take pictures of you. She was so kind, and she took beautiful photos, by the way. Like they're really, really nice photos of me. I share them once in a while. And when Hunger Games stuff comes up, like the anniversaries and stuff, I'll share them. And then I had the shirt from the training segment on the first movie, like the zip up half zip polo shirt with number 12. For me, I felt like, outside of just loving the book and loving Katniss and her relationship with Peeta and stuff, I genuinely loved that I was like, I could cosplay this because it's just a side braid and like an outfit that she's going outside in. And like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those movies. So anyway, are you going to see this? Are you ever going to finish the other movies? Because you still haven't watched the best one, which is number 2.
Yeah, so I have to watch that, and then I have to watch that split up one, right?
Mockingjay, yeah.
Yeah, at some point I will for sure. I don't want to spoil anything because I Googled it in terms of like if they're in the book and where they're in the book. But I have a feeling that they're going to be in the movie at a very specific point. And that's all I'll say.
Okay, don't spoil it for me because I haven't read the book yet.
No, I won't. Yeah, this is cool. I'm really happy for you. Obviously, I was excited to hear what you had to say about it. I'm happy for all Hunger Games fans. But if it makes sense, then yeah, do it. And I agree. This shouldn't just come from leakers and scoopers like Jeff Snyder. This should come from the studio saying like, attention everybody, the 2 people you love the most from Hunger Games are in the next Hunger Games. Buy your tickets today. But who knows how they're going to handle that. But yeah, this is cool. I will catch up for sure. I don't know if I'm going to watch the Song of the Songbirds or whatever. Do I need to watch that?
Songbirds and Snakes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have to watch that? Let me get to the second one first, and then we'll see where we're at. But no, this is cool.
You don't have to watch that at all because that has nothing to do with Katniss's story. It's just like, I guess it's more like supplemental to her story. Like it gives you some background on President Snow and like maybe calls out Katniss at times. But
yeah, I don't care about
you could go about your life and never watch it and be fine.
Perfect. That's exactly what's going to happen. Yep.
Well, speaking of something that will not go away and we're going to have to deal with it, is the past, I would say, 2 weeks, week and a half, have been wild in the movie studio business. It kicked off with WB wanting to sell, which, you know, our buddy over there, Zaslav's really, really doing a terrible job running WB Discovery, which we already know. We won't get into it. That being said, they're looking to sell WB. Over 100 years of movie cinema and beautiful artwork and all this other stuff. They're looking to be like, hey, can we make a quick buck on this? And the answer is yes, they can. because two studios came out and said that they're very interested. One being Paramount, which we know is buying up everything from Skydance to, every franchise. They want everything. And you have Netflix. Now, Netflix offered them, I think it was $82.7 billion cash, and was like, yo, we want your catalog because we would have Lord of the Rings, we would have Harry Potter, we want all of it. And
DC?
And DC, yeah. As I said earlier, DC, yes. And so there was some back and forth, and they basically beat out Paramount, and Netflix then went into a different kind of phase of deals, but it's basically a done deal that Netflix purchased WB. A bunch of people got upset, including Christopher Nolan, who sent a strongly worded letter from the Directors Guild. You had people sending letters to Congress. You had people talking about this is a terrible monopoly, blah, 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 blah. None of that matters because money talks and they're paying for it. So then Paramount came back and said, look, we're going to give you even more money. And we're going to give you a ton of money from people from the Middle East. And we're going to give you all this money from Saudi Arabia. So can you please sell us WB? And WB was like, absolutely not. So they're still going to Netflix. Paramount's trying their best to
Thank God.
fight back.
Thank God Warner Brothers stood on their moral soapbox and said, we will only take 80 billion.
Yeah, only 83.7 billion. Yeah. Which originally I think Paramount had offered them like 30. And Netflix was like, we'll give you almost 100. Just give us what we want. And Ted Sarandos was like, that's how we do business. So that happened. Now, moving on from that, Disney released a comment that they have no comment on the Paramount Netflix thing, and they are not involved and they have no comment because someone had asked them if they had a position of who they'd prefer got the bid. And they were like, we don't care. Being that they had another deal going on, which was the latest news to hit the internet that people are freaking out about. I will admit I'm one of those people that is not necessarily freaking out, but like WTF, which is Disney has signed a deal with OpenAI to invest $1 billion with a B into the company Sora, which is their video producing company, to be able to AI generate videos based on animated, masked, and creature characters from Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars. Curated selections of AI generated videos will then be released on Disney Plus. I am going to hold on my comments, John, and I would like to hear what you think about Disney giving $1 billion to OpenAI.
So I saw, because I obviously love and respect George Lucas like so much.
Yes.
And like I saw an interview with him from about 1.5 years ago, and someone asked him about what are your thoughts on the advent of all this AI in filmmaking. And he said, what we have to remember is that no matter how you feel about it, it's inevitable. And he said, it's like when cars were invented, people were saying, oh, these aren't going to work. We're going to stick with the horses. And he's like, well, you can keep riding your horse, but everyone's going to move on to cars and you're going to be left behind. And he has a point and he's right. But what sucks is that it sucks. So now we're at this point where even though everyone knows that this is devastating for art, it is the opposite of art, which is the organic creation of humanity to tell stories and share emotions and grow and learn and express your creativity. It's the antithesis of that. But at the same time, because of its inevitability, all these studios want to get the jump, and they don't want to be the ones still with the horse while everyone has the car. So George Lucas is absolutely right about that. But so it's just really what's happening now is Disney's like, we got to get in front of this here because everyone else is going to be doing it. We know they're going to be doing it. So why are we waiting around while we check the pulse of our consumers? And I know recently McDonald's put out an AI ad and they got absolutely slaughtered for it.
They took it down.
Yeah, but that is, how much did that ad cost them to distribute and who knows what? Probably not as much as like what Disney's planning on doing here. So when Disney goes with this, they're not going to be taking anything down unless there's some sort of massive consumer boycott of proportions where shareholders are like, you guys better get rid of this immediately or we're getting rid of you. This is where we're at now. Now, the thing I don't fully understand is, does this mean like I can create a video with these prompts and upload it to Disney Plus and you can watch my AI video on Disney Plus? Like, what exactly does that mean? Like, who's going to be using these characters?
Yeah, so it can be anybody that has a Sora account, which is the video side, product side of ChatGPT, of OpenAI. It's their video product. So it's a video generation tool that, you have a prompt like Darth Vader hanging out with Mickey Mouse on the Dumbo ride. And this video would be generated through Sora with the actual characters because they're getting approval of 200 characters from Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars to put into this system that you can use. They're then saying that, yeah, once you make a cool video, it'll then be uploaded for free because you don't own these characters to Disney Plus and people can watch it on Disney Plus. They'll probably have some type of scrolling stream like a TikTok or a YouTube Shorts that people can click through because I believe these clips are only going to be from 3 to 15 seconds. But Bob Iger did hint at these things on his November 13th earnings call of fan-inspired Sora short-form videos on its platform. So
Yeah.
this has definitely been in the works for a while. It is wild to me, though, that, we went through all these strikes a couple years ago, and those strikes didn't protect actors and whatnot from this coming. Like, that was one of the main reasons they were striking, amongst other things. And it seems like they really kind of passed on taking a stand on these types of things, on, using work that was done either through voice or performance-based, etc. Now, obviously, they've chosen specifically animated and masked characters, not people, because they can get around, hey, that's my likeness. They can't get sued
Yeah.
on that because they don't own
Also,
the
it's
character
probably
itself.
easier to replicate a mask versus the uncanny valley of a human
Yes, the
face,
human stuff.
especially a known human face. Yeah.
It's just interesting to me that I know that OpenAI recently made a kind of plea to the US government to help for funding to get more AI chips. Because the big issue with AI right now is you have all these data centers, which are their own problem, which are draining resources from electric to driving your electric up to using up all the clean water in the area to run through these server rooms to keep them cool because they will set on fire if they get too hot. All these different things like Elon Musk's AI centers for Grok are pumping chemicals into the air in these low income minority communities. It's really horrific to the environment. So on top of that, you have this AI company that wants more chips. None of them have enough chips to power these servers to get more generation for the technology itself. So OpenAI basically went to the government, was like, hey, we need help getting these chips. We need some funding. And from my understanding, the government was like, no. So where'd they get it from? They got it from Disney. They turned to Disney or other companies and said, look, we'll cut you a deal if you help us here and give us some funding. We'll help you create content for your Disney Plus that will feed back into Disney Plus, that will feed you into new customers, et cetera, et cetera. Now,
Are there going to be any filters on this?
I think there's obviously going to be guardrails for like you can't go make certain characters like murder people and stuff. Like I don't think they're going to
And,
let
like,
you do that.
sexualize characters that should not be,
Probably. Yeah, I would assume so. But at the same
especially on
time,
Disney Plus, like my kids use Disney Plus. Like
100%. But the weird thing is though, on the other side of this equation, which is ChatGPT, which is the text-based product that they have, Sam Altman, who's running it, for OpenAI said that they're now going to be introducing R-rated and X-rated chatbots that you can go on and talk, which is not going to help anything, by the way. Like, that doesn't help anything.
That guy's a weirdo,
So-
by the way.
Yeah, well, that's a separate conversation. But it's just, to me, there's a loss of creativity and trial and error and growth when you're able to just put in, I want this video, make it. Because you can always tell when it's AI. And I'm not saying that it's not going to get to a point that you can't, because it's almost already there. But when you see people like Taylor Swift using AI in her music videos that she clearly like didn't want to pay people, it's insane to me. You're taking creativity from humans, from people that have learned a skill, that went to school, that did all these things for training, and giving it to a computer. Why? To cut costs? Like, do you really? My whole thing always goes back to, how much money do you really need? How much money do you really need to make at this point? And
Yeah, I
I
feel-
find that time and time again, they're making cuts to things like customer service and customer experience in the parks, to their business, to streaming, so that they can use money like this $1 billion to then give to another company to cheap out on actual getting animators and creating the content that got them rich to begin with.
Yeah. I also feel like it goes against, like, I could see Universal doing this and obviously Paramount, but there's something like, as many like bad things as Disney has done over the years or whatever, there's still always that Walt Disney charming earnestness to the brand of Disney. That
Not with this.
No, well, that's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's there's something about Disney where I just feel like, like they have the AI little snowman from Frozen. What the hell's his
Mhm.
name?
Olaf.
Yeah, Olaf. And they have like this AI version of him that's going to be going through the parks. I'm like,
Animatronic.
cool.
He's not AI. He's animatronic.
But no, I think he does listen to prompts using AI.
Oh,
I
he
think
does?
that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh.
So I think that is cool, but like this is like, it's not cool. And I think it would be, I could be wrong, but I think long term, I think it would be awesome if Disney sort of did step back and let others take the jump first and use AI in certain areas where it doesn't stifle on human creativity. You're not gonna, like, if you're using it for a little animatronic that not even a little person could fit inside a suit, fine. Like, my kid interacts with Olaf, it doesn't hurt anybody, it's not a part of the movie or anything like that. Use it there. That's cool with me. I've always thought, like, it would be amazing, like we talked about Galaxy's Edge, like walking into C-3PO and it being an actual robot, and like, oh my god, I'm actually talking like C-3PO right now. That's cool. But this stuff is different, and it worries me because I can already see it now. You're gonna have a bunch of bored a-holes who are gonna spend all day making 1 billion of these things, of Marvel characters killing DC characters because Marvel's better, or Zack Snyder killing James Gunn, and like all these horrible things you see on the internet that people have in their head and they type about, they're gonna now create videos of. And it's like,
I mean, I've seen AI video photos of you, John, that like people have made and used online.
are you kidding?
No.
What do you mean? Where?
Like, people
What?
have used, like, people made videos on YouTube complaining about the podcast and stuff, and they've taken photos of you and run them through AI.
And they have me saying things that I don't really say?
Not saying, they're just photos.
That's
But that's what I'm saying, is like, it's weird. It's
'Cause
weird
I'm a
stuff.
nobody. Yeah.
I know. Weird stuff.
Yeah, I don't like it. It just makes me feel sad and makes me feel a little worried about where we're going. And, as a creative person my whole life, and being creative, and whether you succeed or fail, like, even just like I started picking up my guitar again recently, and Johnny's playing with me and we're just playing and jamming out. Like, when I walk back upstairs, I feel good. And I feel like this is just the opposite of that. There's nothing human about it. It's soulless. It's too easy. There's nothing earned.
Mhm.
It just makes me upset, and I don't know what to do about it because it's not gonna go away, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. And I just hope that enough people stand on principle of what art is and reject it when it comes to having to fork over your money to see any of this crap. Because eventually, this is just stage one. If
Mhm.
Disney doesn't get a lot of pushback on this and they see people drawing to it because there is an allure to some of it, like, oh, I could make whatever I want. They didn't make a Hunt for Ben Solo. I'm going to make a Hunt for Ben Solo with these prompts. And that's going to happen. Then Disney's going to say, okay, our hooks are in. We got them. Now we're going to introduce that we're going to start making actual things ourselves with it. And then that's when it's going to become just devastating.
Yeah.
So this is, again, phase one. And people are going to say, like, what are you making a big deal about? It's 3 to 15-second videos of just characters being silly. It's not
You're
affecting
feeding
the
the
movies that are
program.
on there.
You're feeding the machine. Yeah.
This is phase one, and it moves quickly. Remember that video of Will Smith eating the sandwich and it looked disturbing as all hell, and now they have it and it looks perfect? This moves fast, faster than we realize it, and then eventually it's going to get, part of military, and it is very, very scary. And as a dad of 2 young kids, you're a mom of 2 young kids, all that stuff comes to my mind. So it's not how it looks right now. Right now it looks like, it's kind of sucks at doing it. You got to look at big picture. It's all about escalation. This is just the first pebble in a vast beach of what this is about to come. So
yeah. Well, our next quick story is one that has nothing to do with AI, and is actually a book that I've read, made by a human, starring humans. So a couple weeks ago, I talked about. Well, by the way, I have nothing else to say about the OpenAI stuff.
Yeah, I think
it's horrific. I think Disney is the one company I would picture would never do something like this. So it's pretty terrible. Anyway, I read the story from Emily Henry called Book Lovers, and I loved it. It's a rom-com series, and it's one of her more popular books. And it's being adapted by Netflix, which Netflix really got on, I guess, the Emily Henry train and has swooped up a lot of her rights to her like cinematic universe of books, or like whatever you want to call it, literary universe. So they're doing a couple different things from series to movies, etc. They have the People We Meet on Vacation coming out in January, which is one of her books as well. So one of the rumors of the people that are going to be starring in it or in talks at the top of the list are Simone Ashley and Manny Jacinto. So Simone Ashley was in Bridgerton season 2. And then Manny, obviously, we know him from The Acolyte. He's also from The Good Place. Is it Good Place? Yeah, The Good Place.
Yeah.
And a couple other things. He was just in Freakier Friday, which I never saw. But anyway, he's really, really great. And she's one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen in my life. So I'm actually
What's her name?
Simone Ashley. She's from Bridgerton season 2. She plays Kate against across from Jonathan Bailey.
She's almost too good looking where I don't find her attractive.
I know, but she's so pretty. It's like,
yeah, but it's like she
so
went
pretty.
the other way. She's like too good looking where it's like I can't even just
I can't
she's just
share
like,
the same
bye.
air as her. She's just too pretty. Yeah.
Exactly.
God picks favorites, and she's one of them.
Oh, she's apparently also in The Devil Wears Prada too.
Not surprising. She's been in a lot of stuff. So she is up to be the main character in the book, which the main character is a blonde, very skinny, kind of type A girl from New York. So I kind of love that they're going with a different choice for the casting. I think it's going to be really cool. And she's so good because this book is very enemies to lovers, which are my favorite. And she has a similar storyline. Emily's, oh my God, because Emily in Paris is coming out next week, by the way. Enemies to lovers in Bridgerton season 2. So it makes sense that they would also pull her into this, and she's under that Netflix umbrella. They like her over there. So it makes sense. I know you haven't read it, so you probably don't have much to say, but
I don't. No. I like Manny Jacinto a lot. He seems like a really good dude, and I feel bad
I want him
That's,
to like really make it big. I want him to be a brand name. Like,
I kind of wish he was in something else in Star Wars that could have continued on, you know,
I
because
know,
now he's
but
like
he got
stuck
cut out of
being
Top
that.
Gun. I just feel so bad.
Yeah. Maybe he'll be in Top Gun too, though. You know, his star's rising a little bit.
I would love that. I would love for him to. I want him to get the level of popularity that Glenn Powell has. Like, that's what I want for him.
Yeah, he's really good. He seems like a really good guy, and I do like him. So yeah, but
Yeah.
this is way off my radar. This is more off my
Yeah.
radar than the drama that we talked about before.
Well, when it comes out, you'll have to watch it because it is a good one. It's a good book.
All right. Well, yeah,
All right.
yeah. Because I do like rom-coms. So if it is good, I like good rom-coms. So when it comes out, I absolutely will check it out. But I will not be in the theater seeing this one.
Well, it's Netflix, so it won't be in the theater.
Oh, okay. That's true.
It's going to streaming. Speaking of streaming, let's get into what we're watching. Ready?
Let's do it.
We can never leave the house, and we'd just probably sit around all weekend and watch TV.
Go on.
So, first of all, we just watched Home Alone on Patreon last week for our watch along. It was so good. That is one of my favorite movies of all time, I think. It's like you said, we
Top
talked
10
about
for
being
me.
top 10. It's just so good. And it's so 90s, as you will learn as you're watching it with me. And that's what you get at watch alongs. I just say whatever's on my mind. And it probably gets annoying and grating, as John points out every time. Anyway, watch that. It's great. Wonderful soundtrack. But I did take in a couple of rom-coms, specifically holiday ones. So because of the success of Hallmark over the past few years, and I think it's gotten to a point that like everybody knows Hallmark has Countdown to Christmas. I watched the one that we actually did a trailer discussion for on this show, which was Oh, What Fun with Michelle Pfeiffer. And I watched Champagne Problems with Minka Kelly, which Minka Kelly's like now one of the main actresses in their kind of rom-com drama series on Netflix. She's on like their list of people that like I always pick. They always get her. She's always in everything. I'm going to start with Champagne Problems because I only watched it for about 8 minutes and then I shut it off. That's how bad it was.
Wow. All right.
Minka Kelly is gorgeous. She's stunning. She's fabulous. I couldn't get into it. I didn't think the main guy was like main guy level.
wasn't
You know
hot
what I
enough?
mean? Yeah, that and I just didn't. That and
Let's get the brass tacks, Gilleran.
that and I just felt there was no chemistry between them. And the whole beginning scenes is like they kind of like have this like, ooh, flirty, will they, won't they? And I just didn't buy it. Like I just didn't see. She's in this like country series with what's his name? Josh Duhamel, Josh, whatever his name is. What's that guy's name?
Josh Duhamel.
Oh my God. They're like, when they're on screen together, you're just screaming like, make out, like at the screen. Like they have this like click.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever this French guy was, because it's a French one where she goes to France and she falls in love, couldn't buy it. I was like, this guy has no chemistry whatsoever. I don't know if it's because he's French and the
Good
French
to know.
guys are like very cold. But yeah, Minka Kelly, you're so pretty. I'll watch everything you're in, but that was not your best.
She never got over Jeter, I'm telling you.
Also, they're doing this new thing with actresses where they're cutting their hair short. They're doing the bob thing.
Oh.
And she looks gorgeous with it, but I really like long hair. I mean, I have long hair. Anyway.
Man.
The other one I watched was Oh, What Fun. I have to say that I was so excited to watch this movie. I love Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes.
She's amazing. Beautiful. Funny. I hated this.
Oh.
I hated it, guys. It started so good. Like it was building. You knew where it was going from the trailer. And then it just like all of a sudden fell apart about like not even 2/3. Let me think of a good fraction. Like 2/6. Like, I don't know, like a little more than a fourth. What's that? Like 3/5? I don't know.
A third?
Maybe a third, maybe a little. Anyway, regardless. she is good in it, and she has like a southern accent because it takes place in Texas. I loved how they had Dennis Leary in it, and they just said, "F it, he can't do a Texas accent. He's from Boston." Like they didn't even try. They were like, "He's from Boston." And I like how the intro of the movie, they do this clever kind of stop motion with VHS tapes of Christmas movies to like give a point, to make a point. I liked how they did that. And the house she lives in is like my dream house.
Mhm.
But man, this movie was terrible. I thought Eva Longoria was terrible. Felicity Jones was terrible. And
Really?
guys, I'm a Star Wars fan. I love Felicity. She was not good in this movie. And I don't know what it is about streaming movies, but they don't do any type of like soft blurs or like artfully done soft glows like they do on film. Like everything doesn't, it looks so crisp that you can see the line of makeup on Dennis Leary's face.
Oh man.
Yeah, it is too crisp. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
movies, especially rom-com Christmas movies, are supposed to have this soft feel. Like they're fantastical, even if they're silly ones. It's like, oh, it's Christmas time. Everybody's, all the Christmas lights are slightly glow.
It's cozy.
Yeah, this was not it.
So
Not
the
a fan.
dude who wrote and directed it is the guy who wrote and directed Wet Hot American Summer.
That tracks.
Yeah, because I'm not a big fan of that either. So
That movie has its moments. Like I think one of my favorite moments is the Paul Rudd scene where he doesn't want to put his dishes back. Is like that whole scene is hilarious.
So you watched a bunch of stinkers and an OG classic is what happened this week.
Yeah. Oh, the other scene from Wet Hot American Summer is the scene where they go into her office and they're like, "It's the phone, get the phone," and they're just like destroying the office.
I remember that. Yep.
For some reason, that scene gets me every time. I'm like cackling, like because they're like, oh god," and like I don't know, it's just a weird sense of humor that I have that it's like so funny.
I got you.
It makes no sense whatsoever. It's just like so over the top. But yeah, so they were both terrible. But Home Alone was great.
Yeah,
And-
I loved watching Home Alone. That was
Back to you,
fantastic.
John. Once again, I watch horrible movies and I have so much to say about how horrible they are, and then I'll watch something good and I'll be like, it was great. It was great.
Yeah. So,
But Emily in Paris is coming back, so buckle up.
Yeah. Yeah, I have I think that I have a bunch of things that I have to watch. Like I know I want to start Pluribus on Apple. It's the guy who made
Mhm.
Breaking Bad. I got to start that one. But I'm still chugging along with The Beast in Me. It's been tough on this time of year because a lot of times we're popping on Christmas movies. It's not just Home
Mhm.
Alone. Sometimes it's Home Alone
Mhm.
2. Sometimes it's The Grinch. Sometimes it's Jingle All the Way. But The Beast in Me is still really good. Matthew Rhys. I mean, I like Claire Danes. She goes a little hard sometimes with the emotional scenes, but
She goes a little hard. What does that mean?
like her scenes when her emotions are very heightened in a like when she's like crying or when she's like frazzled or upset, like she goes big. And she's known for that. I think people even make
All
like
I ever
funny
think
videos
about
her.
Yeah, all I ever
But-
think about Claire Danes is in Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio, where she like goes
Mhm.
so nuts in that one crying scene.
Yeah, exactly. She's very good at like the big cry scenes. And she
Yeah.
still is. But she's really good in this series. But Matthew Rhys, man, that guy is
Killing
so
it?
good. Yeah, like get him in Star Wars or something as a villain. He's just he's really good. And Brittany Snow is great.
Mhm.
Hot as all hell. I said that last week. That's why I had to say it again.
I know you did because no, the funny thing is like I agree with you. She's insanely
Someone put it in our
attractive.
chat, right? Someone
Yes,
put Brittany Snow in
on
the chat.
TRB. But no, look, I agree with you. She's insanely attractive. Like,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Right.
It was the fact that last time you talked about this show, you were like, yeah, Claire Danes is great. Matt Reese is great. Brittany Snow is a babe. Like, she's a great actress, but the fact that you like didn't even start with that, you were like, she's just so hot in this, and then you went quickly into, so yeah, I would totally like you didn't give any note about how
Well,
good she
because up until the point I watched, she really didn't have a lot of scenes. So it was really just you saw her come in and out. Now the episodes I have seen,
Yeah.
she is really good. I was obviously just having fun
Yeah.
because she is a babe, and good for her, you know, because she's been around for a while, you know.
I
But,
love her in Pitch Perfect.
yeah, I loved her in The Hunting Wives. That was really great.
Of
performance.
course you did.
Um.
Of course you did.
So I also watched Casino for Just Like the Movies, a Scorsese classic, which I came to the conclusion that that movie was sort of the beginning of the end of the primes of Pesci, De Niro, and Sharon Stone. Like Sharon
Can
Stone
I
got
tell you
nominated.
something weird?
Go
ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, finish what you're saying.
I was just saying Sharon Stone was nominated for an Oscar for that, and then like 10 years later she's doing Basic Instinct 2 direct to video, and it's like, you know, there was this window of time like 1990 to 1995 where Sharon Stone was like the girl, you
Mhm.
know, like Basic Instinct through to Casino. And even in Scream, they made a joke. They were like, "Your mother is no Sharon Stone." But so she's a legend, and she's like an old school. Like she's clearly has not gotten any like plastic surgery or anything. She's aging gracefully.
Mhm.
I like Sharon Stone. So, but Casino, it's just a Scorsese classic. It's not as good as Goodfellas, but it is really good. And if you haven't watched it in a while, I know pretty much everybody's probably seen it. Check it out. It's still really good. De Niro, just like seeing prime De Niro. Like, man, that guy brought it. Like, I'm not even as big of a Joe Pesci fan in those types of movies because I want to like punch him in the face. I love him in the Home Alones. Like, I love Joe Pesci's great in comedies. I love him in everything. But De Niro, man, that guy can act. He can be the best actor in the room without even saying dialogue. He just speaks with his face and his eyes, the way like Tom Hardy does. He's very, very good. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
Well, first of all, do you like the newer Robert De Niro movies where he plays a young guy, The Irishman or whatever? Did you like that movie?
So that was Scorsese also. I didn't like it because there were so many missteps with that, and one of them being like them trying to be physical and seeing like a 77-year-old Robert De Niro try to be tough. I was like, they gotta stop. Like, they gotta stop.
He's past this
So,
point.
I actually did not like The Irishman. If they had made that movie 30 years ago, sure, but too little, too late. Sorry.
So I've never seen Casino. How would you describe Sharon Stone's character in that movie?
Pretty straightforward. She is a hooker who's an opportunist, and she was pimped like since with this guy she knew from when she was younger, and like she is an opportunist. She's trying to like scam her way through life, and she's a drug addict, and you know eventually that stuff catches up to you.
Can I tell you? Someone once told me that I reminded them of Sharon Stone in Casino.
What? Did you have
And
like a manic episode where you were throwing shit across the room or something?
I don't know, but I looked at them and I was just like, I've never seen that movie. I have no idea what you're talking.
Are you gonna see Casino?
Well, now I don't want to because you just told me that the person said that I was crazy and a hooker, an opportunist, and scams people, and that couldn't be farther from what I am actually.
I mean, I don't want to spoil the movie for you, but it is it's a classic. It's a great.
I have
classic
no
Scorsese
interest in
movie.
watching any like mob, gangster,
All right.
Italian.
Well, then I'll let you know that it ends with her having a hot dose of some drug, and then she just like passes out and dies in the hallway of an apartment building.
I'm so glad that years ago, we're talking like 15 years ago, someone was like, you remind me of that character in Casino. I was
Yeah, but
like,
what was the context? Like, what were you doing at the time? Like, what was it? Were you having a complete manic meltdown?
No, I was just in school, sitting in my college classroom.
Were you screaming, "I'm never gonna love you. You're not gonna take my daughter from me" to someone at the time?
Nope. Was
Were you
not.
trying to drive your car through a house? Any chance?
No, but now I'm
No.
like, oh, so
Okay.
this person was just insulting me.
You're like, thank you. She's beautiful. They're like, no, it's specifically in Casino. But you know what? At least they didn't say you're like Sharon Stone in Basic Instinct, where she's a serial killer. So just flashing beef and killing people.
I just laughed so hard that you brought this movie up, and I was like, why do I know this movie? And I was like, oh, right.
Oh, good Lord. But that's it. Yeah. And well, as of the time this comes out, I went to my first, I'm a diehard New York Giants fan, and I finally went to my first Giants game yesterday, and we recorded this before I went. It was probably very snowy, very cold, and they probably got smoked, but I hope not. Go Giants.
I would just, speaking of football, I would just like to bring up that I don't know how this happened. Guys, I was crushing it the entire season of fantasy football. And all of a sudden, I look at the final rankings of the season, and Mr. John Hoey is third. And we have a matching record. And I was like, I'm sorry. When did this happen?
So, live look. We're recording this on Thursday evening. Live look at my matchup in our league. And Bijan Robinson, my first round pick, is projected to finish with 27 points. I am projected to score 129 points. Hopefully on my way to a matchup, maybe even against you in the semifinals, where I will ultimately end your dream season and crush your soul.
So, nothing would make me happier than me beating you after all this smack talk.
You've been the one talking smack.
No. All I've been
You're like,
saying is,
oh, look at the standings. Oh.
That's all I've said is, wow, look at the ratings this week. Where am I on the list?
Oh my God.
Wow, look at that.
Christian McCaffrey broke his leg tonight. Oh my God.
Did he?
He slipped in the shower.
And by slipped in the shower, John Hoey ran him over.
Yeah, I ran over Christian McCaffrey for the no pay league we're doing.
Yeah.
But I hope everyone
for the
I hope
gigs.
everyone had fun though. That's what I
No,
hope
it
more than
wasn't.
anything. Hope everyone had a good
course.
time. Everyone's rooting against me for some reason. I guess maybe I'm a threat. Oh,
You like being the villain. You like being the villain to everybody.
yo, you're lucky you're on a bye week.
Why?
Oh no.
Why?
McCaffrey literally is dealing with an illness.
No.
And you have Drake London in your lineup and he's out. He has a knee injury.
I told you that happened on Sunday. That's why I lost the game.
I know,
It's
but
because
you
it
still have
happened
him in your
last minute.
lineup and he's playing right now. So if you were in a matchup right now, you'd be getting 0 points, but you have a bye week.
Yeah, that's why I didn't set my lineup.
You also have Chris Rodriguez, who's questionable. Devontae Adams is questionable now. Oh, it's all happening. Your backup quarterback is out. Oh my God. My time has come. Okay. Well, they're like, all right, enough. End your podcast. And we will. Thank you all so much for listening and getting nerdy with us. We appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to Nerdy and Nice on your favorite podcast app. Support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/TRB podcasts. You can start supporting us at $5. There's also free access for you to get a little feel for what it's all about. We just, as we talked about, we just did our 4th watch along. It was Home Alone. We've also done Labyrinth. We've done Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And we did A Nightmare Before Christmas. So we'll see what our next one is. Sometimes we poll our patrons also to pick out of a few choices of movies. But we do mini episodes of the podcast over there for Nerdy Nice and TRB. We have a Discord server. We have a lot of great things on our Patreon. So at the very least, go check it out. Patreon.com/TRB podcast. Thank you very much. Johnny Hoey, at Johnny Hoey, if you want to find me on Blue Sky. I'm still on X, but that's mainly to bitch about the Yankees and Giants, and other things. But blue sky's the spot. And let's talk about all the stuff we talked about today. Lacey, how about you?
People can find me on social media at Lacey Gilleran and at It's Lacey Gilleran on TikTok. And this Wednesday, I am back on the Etchcast pitching my next bad idea for a horror
You're
movie.
becoming a regular over there. I need to find a contingency plan when you eventually
Okay,
pitch me.
first of all, you promote your podcast every episode of this show.
Do I?
Second of all, I only appear on the bad ideas episodes.
Mhm. Yeah, you're used to those. That's true.
There it is. There was like a 10-second pause there, so you should have been a little quicker, but
That was my
picked it up.
camera, I swear.
yeah.
No, very cool. So what's the topic that you have to do this time?
It's bad ideas only. So you have to come to the table with a bad idea for a movie and then you pitch it.
Oh, so it's not like specific topics like a slasher movie or a supernatural, like it's anything
No,
you want?
we've talked about prompts, but we've kind of left it open-ended so far.
Oh my god.
So my first idea was a serial killer that was based on Mr. Rogers. That takes
That's
place
good.
in Pittsburgh.
I have the greatest idea for a horror movie. I can't even say it.
Do you want to come on bad ideas only?
I do, because they'll probably make the movie. It's so good.
Oh, will they?
So good. Yeah.
Okay.
It might go down as the greatest horror movie ever made if they made it.
You're talking a lot. I hope you do come on eventually and they go, this is a terrible idea.
Yeah, that's fine. Then I'll be like, hey, Disney, can you make this movie for me on Sora?
Oh,
And that's how it happens, folks. That's how it happens. All right, we got to get out of here, huh?
We do.
All right, everybody. Thank you all so much. We hope we started off your week the right way, and have a wonderful week. Star Wars fans, we'll see you Thursday night, and we'll see you next time right here on Nerdy and Nice. See you around, kids.